Chapter 23, Surveillance. Mighty warriors joined Jonathan, now called Aldhib, and his wife, Joy, handpicked from both of their teams for the mission. Axel, a speedster, and Yom, the young woman whom Wanyanyekova discovered hiding as a man in the camp, volunteered. Yom showed herself as a worthy and trusted warrior, whose gift was telepathy. Amardad was an interpreter. She could speak any language, spoken or written, computer or humanoid. If Fuza could enlarge himself 100 times his size, and Zubin was the opposite, he would reduce his size to 100 times smaller. One would imagine that Fuza would have 100 times his strength, which he did, but Zubin, at his height, had the same power as Fuza did at his smaller size, whereas they nicknamed him Hormiga. Then there was Amato. He was a weapon expert before joining Wanyanyekova. His gift was the ability to emulate any weapon he thought about, whether large or small. Moskim and Awatri were men of great strength, and lastly, Dahlia, a shapeshifter, could transform into any person that she touched or saw. They also had a few warriors with them headed to find family members by their side. Aldhib and Joy's team prepared all night for their long 8.5-day journey to Cuauhtémoc. That morning, they all headed southeast toward the abandoned town of Los Lunas, New Mexico, avoiding all micro-towns, as instructed by Wanyanyekova. They all were equipped with their Torah, weapons, communication devices, tablet, and what is known as Aldhib and Elisha's survival kit, simply called A&E's. The survival kit consisted of 4 modified cubes for better cloaking and, with increased dimensions, a transparent tent that could conceal your body heat from radar, which was redesigned with Obey's help, and a first aid kit. They arrived at the outskirts of the abandoned town of Las Crusades, New Mexico. Ifuza and Zubin shared a cube because they tried linking 8 cubes together, and no one got any sleep, because Ifuza and Zubin snored the entire night. Aldhib jokingly called them the Grizzlies of Madin at Altanwar. Madin at Altanwar was Arabic, a name that Amardad came up with to call their new home, which meant City of Enlightenment. Aldhib and Joy shared a cube and linked 3 cubes, one for the Grizzlies of Madin at Altanwar, another for the rest of the men, another for the women, and one for themselves. But they all gathered food and ate together. After a long day, Aldhib sat at the center of the room, working on his tablet in his cube. He sent the screen's image to the wall. I wish someone would make some up-to-date movies. These films dated back to 1888 and ended somewhere around 2312. There are millions of them, but I think I've seen them all, Joy said. Just put on a comedy. I never get tired of them, plus Hollywood doesn't exist anymore, just this metaverse stuff. He gave her the tablet. Pick something, and I'll watch whatever you watch. She strolled through the tablet, calling out titles. All in the Family, The Jeffersons, Sanford and Son. Aldhib interrupted. Wanyanyekova once told my brother and me about one of the first Wakatilian filmmakers and novelists during the beginning of that era, named Oscar Michaud, who created 44 silent and talking films. Hollywood films marginalized roles and perpetuated stereotypes of blacks, so Michaud started his own movie production company. His first silent film and the first Wakatilian film at that, in this country called The Homesteader, based on one of his novels. During the Jim Crow era, he released another silent film, Within Our Gates, made by a Wakatilian, for Wakatilians, and used a Wakatilian cast. His movie, Body and Soul, introduced actor Paul Leroy Robeson, a concert artist, stage and film actor, professional football player, and activist. Joy smiled. Look at you, sounding like Wanyanyekova. Aldhib blushed and was about to speak when he saw something on the tablet. Hey baby, let's watch that one. I used to watch that all the time with my brother, and the commercials were priceless looking at how they were behind back then, compared to now. You know what, this is my first solo mission. It has always been me and Jom. Joy picked up her communication device. I hate to disappoint you and your brother arrangements. I can go home and call him here. Aldhib said, if you don't put that thing down, I was just stating a fact, not a wish, silly Willy. Bring your ass here, it's me and you against the world now.